A look at the latest and the greatest in the world of RVs, plus where and how you can get an up-close look.
Thousands of dollars of scholarship money to be handed out. What could qualify your child or grandchild, and how it's connected to the traditions of an old-time Italian festival this weekend in Ocean City.
College hoops about to invade television screens across Delmarva. And what better way to enjoy the games than with a cool drink and some good food? So coming up, two chefs will take over the Delmarva Life kitchen to teach us several recipes for drinks and a tasty appetizer.
And he's won big at the tables in Atlantic City and Harrington. Today, Delmarva's poker grinder Matthew Linton shows us a thing or two about mastering a big stakes game of poker. Delmarva Life starts right now. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lisa Bryant.
I'm Jimmy Hopple. Welcome to Delmarva Live from Historic Studio D.
And we'd like to welcome our studio audience,
yes.
rowdy one. I guess they said they were, what, the Delmarva Dames?
Is that right?
Delmarva Dames are here, yeah. Well, so it's going to be a good time.
Try to keep it a little under control, but we're not promising you anything for today's show. We don't know what's going to happen.
Absolutely. Well, it is spring. Who's happy about that?
Oh, my goodness. What, officially 9 hours ago now, I guess.
9 hours?
9 hours, 7:02 this morning was the equinox.
Yeah, it's the spring equinox. There's actually it's the March equinox. There are two equinoxes a year, or equinoxi. I don't know. That's when the sun shines directly on the equator, and what that means is today we have almost an even length of night and day.
12 hours, 12 hours.
12 hours, 12 hours. Not exactly,
right,
but it's closest we're going to get.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So days get longer from here.
The days get longer from here. How about that? And at 7:02, what that meant was the sun was over the celestial equinox or equator.
Don't you ever call me a geek again. She knows so much more about this than I could ever think about.
No, I know how to Google.
Oh, okay.
Wikipedia, you know.
Well, that means this is the time of year for the Easter egg hunts, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what better way to ring in spring than an Easter egg hunt? Layton's Chance Winery is holding an Easter egg hunt this Sunday, and the event is from 1 to 4 p.m. with the egg hunt starting at 1:30. That's at Layton Chance. There will be plenty of eggs, candy, games, crafts, snacks, and photos with none other than the Easter Bunny. It's only $5 per family.
Well, you might want to go to that one because my understanding is the White House Easter egg roll could be the next victim of the sequester.
Oh, no.
They may have to call it off this year. A memo to members of Congress inviting them to attend the event April 1st included the disclaimer that the event is, quote, subject to cancellation due to funding uncertainty.
Oh, in other words, sequester.
Sequester.
Yeah.
And it's held on the south lawn of the White House. More than 30,000 guests every year. That'd be a shame.
That would be a shame. It's a lot of fun. I guess it's members of Congress, their families, and then some employees with White House employees, and so on and so forth. And then they have like a lottery for the public to get tickets so you can go.
To go in. And somebody said, well, how much does an Easter egg cost? It's more like all the security for everyone there, and it is the White House. So, well, I guess we'll find out about that soon enough.
Absolutely.
If you're looking for something to eat this weekend and you want to take a break between all the games during March Madness, you need to head to Allen. Asbury United Methodist Church holding a spring bazaar and book bonanza. If you like fried oyster sandwiches, if you like homemade vegetable beef, bean, and chicken soups, if you like chicken salad sandwiches, hot dogs, platters with green beans, you need to go there. They're also going to have homemade dumpling rolls, a choice of chicken salad or oyster fritter. Saturday, 9 to 2. It's going to be at the Allen Community Hall on Collins Wharf Road. There's a number for you to call more information, 749-5650. And of course, the home-baked goods, including Maryland biscuits and sweet potato biscuits. And
go hungry, definitely.
Can we take a break and come back to this?
Yeah, right? Well, hey, you probably heard about this. The Delmarva Boy Scout Council is planning on building a major campground up in Dover in King County. And in addition to that, they want to also build a 1,000-seat amphitheater. Now, it will cost about $375,000 to build, and there is some talk about maybe the city helping out in some way, because there was talk with Dover Levee Court about building an amphitheater as well.
And then the county could use it as well.
Exactly. They can all just kind of go in on it together. So
nothing firm yet.
Nothing firm yet, no. But that's kind of interesting. It's nice to see that the Boy Scouts are, you know, there's more opportunities for them.
Well, they're saying they've got it all planned out, so it's a well-planned facility. Now they just need the money to start the construction.
Right,
so
right. $375,000. Hey, remember last year in Ocean City we had the first annual Komen, Maryland Race for the Cure?
Yeah.
What a good time that was. Well, guess what? This year is the second annual. It's coming up in about a month. These are pictures from last year's. This is the Survivor Parade of Pink, which is an absolutely good time. Maryland identified the Eastern Shore for its second race location after statistics showed that the Eastern Shore has some of the highest breast cancer incident rates in the state. So that's why they have a second race here. And that's me, by the way.
Is that you? It is you, isn't it?
I was MC last year.
Oh, wow.
It was raining, but we didn't care. We had such a good time at that event. So if you're interested in walking or running the 5K or joining in on the 1 mile family fun walk on the boardwalk, it's Sunday, April 21st at the Ocean City Inlet parking lot. You can register by going to our website, delmarvalife.com.
Good time, great thing to do.
Yeah, and just get out your pink.
Yeah. Now, I'm gonna defer to you on this because you are so much more well versed in this than I am. But there was a story came out this morning about, you know, a couple of years ago they were saying that 1 out of every 116 kids, I think it was, showed some signs of autism or fell into the autism spectrum somewhere. Last year they pulled that back to like 1 out of every 80.
88.
Out of 88, that's what it was. And now they're saying, based on how they're counting, 1 out of every 50 kids shows some signs of something from the autism spectrum. That's like 1 kid out of every school bus.
Exactly, exactly. And I think what it shows is that they've just been underestimating how many kids fall on the spectrum of autism, and that can be anything from, you know, Asperger's, you know, very high functioning autism to the more severe autism that we see. And I think they count different now because they were counting in regions basically, and now they're using parent input from around the country as well as school records and things like that to figure it out. But
so do you think it's not necessarily that there's that many more kids with it, but we're recognizing it?
We're recognizing it. I think so. And I think a lot of things that were maybe perhaps recognized as bad behavior, problems, possibly it's something more severe.
May actually fall into the spectrum of well, that would explain a lot, wouldn't it?
It would. I mean, can you think about, I mean, I'm sure you can think about when you were a kid, there was that, maybe there was a kid.
There was always the bad kid. We always label him. That's the bad kid. He's always doing this.
Right, but he wasn't necessarily bad, because we don't want to say kids with autism are bad.
No.
No.
I'm sorry. That's what we were saying back in my day.
Right.
When I went to school, we always had somebody that we
back when they were using the slates and they had the one-room schoolhouse, right? I'm sorry, I had to get it in there, but anyway.
And the dinosaur in the parking lot.
But anyway, it's a serious subject. But yeah, it's interesting. Keep an eye on that. Absolutely.
I know what's going on. Well, they're still fighting fires in Accomack County. This is no news here. Investigators are still looking, but now a lot of the residents and businesses are coming together to try to help support the firefighters.
Right.
It is unbelievable how taxing physically it is to be fighting all these fires like this one. I think this is one of the most recent ones.
Yeah, that one's one. I think that was the one from Monday night.
Yeah, out in the middle of the night fighting these things. It is very physically taxing. So firefighters, fire departments have what they call rehab units where the firefighters can get away from the fire for a little bit, get something to drink, get something to eat before they go back in to fight it some more. You might want to call it a canteen. Well, what's happening is a lot of residents and businesses, I think Walmart, Food Lion in Only, they're all pitching in for these things. The Daily Times this morning said that one person even dropped off a gift basket loaded with fruits and snacks, gallon of milk, and homemade brownies. That was at the Watcher Creek Fire Station. So if you can pitch in, trust me, these guys and gals will appreciate any help that you can give. There's a number of locations that you can drop them off, or just take them to the firehouse. Yeah. That's closest to you.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it yesterday about some of the items, the snacks, the coffees, and things like that.
Yeah.
So just imagine, you know, anything that could help them out there, kind of recoup. Because, like you said, fighting those fires, that's
These guys still have full-time jobs and families, and they're volunteering to help fight fires. So
I hope they find out who's doing this.
Got to do it soon.
Yeah.
Got to do it soon. Well, if you've ever wanted to do something to help the environment, but you're really not sure what to do, here's an idea for you. Project Clean Stream is a regional scale cleanup sponsored by the Alliance for the Chesapeake Bay. Here's some high school kids that were out doing it. This year, the Midshore Riverkeeper Conservancy is coordinating to put everything together with the cleanup on the Midshore. They're asking for residents to head out to neighborhood streams as part of the annual stream cleanup event. It's all over Maryland and the Chesapeake Bay region. Take a look at these numbers. Last year, more than 4,600 volunteers turned out at 214 sites. Look at that, almost 250,000 pounds of trash picked up through Caroline, Dorchester, Queen Anne's, and Talbot counties. There are 23 Project Clean Stream sites. 9 of those they still need volunteers for. So if you want to find out more about how you can volunteer, here's the number to call. It's 443-385-0511. You'll talk to Natalie Costanzo. That name sounds familiar. And find out more about how you can go out and do that.
Yeah, get your kids involved too. We once took our church youth group and did a cleanup once, and we had so much fun.
Yeah?
Because some of the things they found.
Well, I bet that makes stories in itself,
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
they had a lot of fun. Here's something else you can do for the environment and save money at the same time. The Delaware Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control's Division of Watershed Stewardship is again offering rain barrels.
Oh, yeah, we've talked about these before.
Yeah, there
There's
you go. Water collected in the rain barrels can be used to wash your cars, to water lawns, gardens, and indoor plants. Now, regular retail price for these heavy-duty plastic barrels is over $120,
right.
About $120. However, by purchasing the rain barrels in quantity, DNREC's non-point source program can offer them for $59 each. This is something you definitely want to take advantage of. Yeah, so
good stuff around the house.
Yeah. I mean, collect the rain, reuse it.
Use it for all kinds of things. Well, let's see. It is officially spring.
Yeah.
So that means it's officially almost time to hit the beach again.
Yeah.
Which means that the beach towns are looking for lifeguards.
Oh, yeah.
Most tryouts going to be beginning within the next couple of weeks.
You going to try out?
You think oughta?
Go for it.
No way. Here's why. There is a lot involved to becoming a lifeguard. You got to pass the physical, you got to pass the written test, you got to pass the mental test, and even then, that doesn't necessarily mean that you get a job. Okay? Listen to this, and this should really, really make you feel comfortable about taking your kids to the beach. According to Fenwick captain Tim Ferry, he said if 8 out of 10, this is applicants, complete all of the tests and we have 4 spots open, he says, then we look back and review the test times and their character and decide from there.
So basically they're saying it takes a certain kind of person to do this job.
So when you go out to the beach, you can rest assured it's the best on the beach there to take care of you.
All right.
So
well, of course, it's time for March Madness.
Oh, yeah.
And when everybody gets excited, it's a time when everyone gets excited over college basketball, especially if you happen to get a great courtside seat behind the television commentators. Look at this guy.
Look at this guy.
He's like knuckle deep. Picking his nose.
Can we do this again?
Yeah,
can we show him again? Yeah, look
right,
at the guy in the back. See him between the two guys? There he
up.
goes. What did we find?
And then
look at that.
Look
and
what
then,
he does.
Oh, camera's on. How about this?
Wink. He owned it. He owned it. I thought that was great.
March Madness will never be the same.
No, it won't. Well, still ahead on Delmarva Life, a little lesson in Poker 101. Ever wonder why many poker players wear sunglasses? And what's the trick behind a successful poker face? We sit down with a local poker pro for the answers.
Now, while we're talking games, we're going to share some appetizer and family-friendly drink ideas that will go perfect as you sit back and cheer on your favorite basketball teams over the next few days in March Madness.
But next, whether you're an avid camper or just starting out, are you looking to buy an RV?
If so, this week is your chance to get a look at what's out there. The Blue Hen RV show is going on in Dover, and Brian Spiros is there with more.
Well, Jimmy and Lisa, these RVs are pretty impressive, if I may say so myself. When we come back, we're going to take you inside some of them and show you the pretty impressive features. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us. You're watching Delmarva Life. We will be right back.
Delmarva Life is brought to you by Sussex County Federal Credit Union, guiding you to your financial future. Peninsula Regional Medical Center, honored to serve the entire Delmarva Peninsula since 1897. Your local York and Mitsubishi dealers, and State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.